Hey yogi friends, welcome to my yoga shala here in beautiful Bali, Indonesia. This is where I share collective practice, and I have Charlie here sitting at the front of the classroom, and she looks like she might be about to enter Savasana, which is the subject of this tutorial. So thank you for leading us into this tutorial, Charlie, a most willing participant there. So Shavasana, corpse pose, dead body pose, resting pose, final resting pose is indeed the last pose that you will be presented with in your yoga asana practice. It's literally lying down on the floor, taking a deep inhale breath and surrendering your body down to the earth. Your yoga teacher, whoever that might be, whether it's you or me or somebody else in this big wide world, may well be the only person that tells you to lie down and take an adult size rest or a nap, a little bit of respite from your busy lives. So if you're somebody that has kind of gone, oops, Shavasana, we're here now, I might scoot out early, you have missed the most important shape in your yoga practice. This is where we integrate everything, or the body integrates everything that we've done throughout our yoga asana practice and allows you to deeply surrender and let all of those things commit to our muscle memory and into our physical and mental selves. So quite a beautiful exercise and space to find yourself in at the end of practice. So coming up here is a controversial comment. If you have to choose between between Shavasana and meditation, and say the length of time that you want to spend in Shavasana is 2 minutes for every 10 minutes. So if you're in practice for 30 minutes, you want to find a 6-minute Shavasana. If you're in practice for an hour, you want really around about a 12-minute Shavasana. So that seems like quite a considerable time to lie still for. If you really don't have that time to lie in Shavasana, or say you've done a 15 or a 20-minute practice, perhaps sitting in meditation and finding that connection in your meditation practice, so in seated meditation, might be a better option for you. If you're going to take Shavasana, commit to being in your Shavasana and stay there for as long as you possibly can. So how do we get into Shavasana? We simply lie down on our mats. Now I have got a couple of blocks here and I'm going to show you how to set yourselves up with that. You can also use a bolster, towels, you can throw a blanket over the top of you if you're going to hang out there for any length of time. You can get an eye mask or a weighted, scented lavender pillow, which makes Shavasana quite blissful. But be careful with a lavender scented pillow. You might find yourself going off into the Z zone and you'll be gone for like an hour and a half while you take a real nap. So in your Shavasana, we simply want to lie down on the back, and you can wriggle yourself around. You want to take the elbows and dig them into the earth and lift up so your shoulder blades tuck underneath. The hands, palms are going to face up to the sky, and you want the hands a little bit away from the body so you don't feel any tension in there at all. The feet are probably maybe just about as wide as your yoga mat, and the chin is tucked slightly into the throat. Take a deep inhale breath. Open up the mouth, and sigh. Immediately when we sigh, we feel the body surrender down into the earth. It's a really beautiful thing. So sighing 2 or 3 times as you enter the practice or the asana, the yoga shape of Shavasana, can be a really beautiful way to set yourself up for that deep surrender. Now, if you have any kind of lower back pain, or you feel like lying flat on your back is particularly uncomfortable, grab a towel, roll that towel up, grab some yoga blocks or indeed your bolster, and you can simply pop the blocks underneath the knees at whatever height is going to work for you. Lie back and enjoy. Immediately for me, that has taken the pressure out of my low back and is letting me rest comfortable. And if truth be told, I sometimes sleep with my knees over the top of a pillow, and I find that incredibly comfortable. So slowing down the breath, taking a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and sigh. And here we are in Shavasana. So as you're lying in Shavasana, we really want to you might feel that connection to breath in the initial few minutes, but we want to lose that connection to breath. We want to lose the control of the breath so that we can feel that deep surrender, and that our beautiful, effortless superpower is going to keep us in that space and keep us resting and recovering in our Shavasana. So when we want to come out of Shavasana, top tips for coming out, a little bit of a wriggle of the fingers and the toes so we re-enter the world slowly. You can take guided practice. I will guide you through Shavasana so you know exactly where you're at. You can pull the knees into the chest and give yourself a little bit of a hug, and then you're going to roll yourself to one side. Rest the hands. And so this place, this embryo kind of shape that we're making on the floor is a reminder of our childlike state of joy. So you remember when you were a kid and you used to think fearlessly about adventures and fun and joyful things that you were going to fill your life with. And sometimes as adults we forget those things. So this is a really beautiful space to feel reminded of that. Eventually you're going to press that hand into the earth and come up to seated. And it's in this seated space where we can just take a moment to reflect back on our practice. And you might like to meditate as you move into this seated space, or just take a few moments to express gratitude for whatever it is that you're feeling in your life. Sometimes I work with 3 things, 3 inhale breaths, and I come to that space of finding something that has brought me joy in the day. So this lesson of gratitude as you inhale, finding that moment that sparked joy in your life on any given day, holding that in the heart space for just a moment, and then as you exhale, sharing that joy with the rest of the world. And sometimes you'll hear me lead you through that practice at the end of a collective practice or a guided session. The way I finish my practice is that I bring my hands to Namaste or Namaskar at the heart center. I press my hands, my thumbs into my forehead, into my third eye, and I remind myself to always think kind thoughts. I bring my hands to my lips, and this is a reminder to always speak words of kindness. And I bring my hands back down to heart center, and with a gentle, humble bow of the head, this reminds me that the thoughts and words of kindness should be my actions of kindness to myself and to each other. So just a reminder, thoughts of kindness, words of kindness, actions of kindness to the self and to each other. I then reach my hands down to the earth and ground my forearms and drop my head. I thank my teachers, past, present and future, those who I have not yet met. I thank my students who are always my teachers, and I thank myself for showing up, practicing and sharing the art of yoga. Namaste. Namaste, my yogi friends. Do not miss Shavasana, your important resting pose. I genuinely hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you for your next flow. Namaste.